Hello. Good morning. Buenos dias. Guten Morgen. I don't know what good morning is in Dutch, but hello and welcome to the Three Wise Men of Crypto. I'm joined by my two fellow wise men. We have Stonksy Dave, or Dave Stonksy, and we have Justin, the self-proclaimed trading legend that I'm sure many of the chat will probably agree with. I have no reason to doubt that. How are we, gentlemen?
Very well, thanks.
Yes, all good.
It's another week of potential fuckery in the markets. It's just, I just love seeing the macro narratives keep coming through and just laughing every time it does.
Yeah, it's pretty chaotic, isn't it? I don't know. I think everything's stacking up. I know we were chatting, obviously, about the upcoming budget and the chaos that we will see there. But yeah, I think everything's sort of stacking up. It feels like the year's starting to round off. Obviously, we're middle of November now. It's been a pretty chaotic year. I think one of these in a couple of weeks we'll have to do a full recap of the year's price action because it's been 1 year of Trump and it's been pure chaos. And I think if you think back to a year ago today, it was when everything was crazy euphoric, wasn't it? It was the back of the election.
Crypto bros, well, we're going to the moon.
Yeah, everyone was feeling very rich.
I wonder how many Lambo orders have been unfulfilled and were ignited on.
Well, I did have a look and Ferrari plummeted, didn't it? So that may be people may be holding off on there. But yeah, it's been a lot of chop. I mean, I've been trading some crypto. It's been quite fun to trade, but mainly on the scalp side. How have you gentlemen fared?
You know, mate, my first love is gold because it's just the gold gods are just tremendous. Crypto-wise, me personally, the way I see the market at the moment, until we move out this chop, I think if you're doing anything other than scalping, you're basically hanging your ass out there ready to get raped. Because it's just leverage is just getting crushed time and time again, and you're getting these random pumps. So obviously we spoke very brittle. Dave just about to mention it off of stream about Uniswap, which we was talking about the DEX market with Asta pumping the other one, and Uniswap. Sure, you'll pull a chart up with, but Uniswap tapped into weekly demand and took off like a scolded cat. So
yeah, as we see here,
it's clear as day in the weekly. I saw it this morning and just laughed again.
Yeah, straight up here and then boom.
The charts do not lie. What we say about it so many times, it doesn't matter about fundamentals. Do matter if you're looking at a long-term investment, but for trading, or I would even say for investing as well, just the information's all there. You don't need to buy at support, sell at resistance.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's what you're supposed to do, right? Buy at support, sell at resistance.
It's a good idea, like, yeah.
You even got a fancy trend line on it.
Yeah.
Break above, boom.
Yeah.
I don't know when I charted this out. Beauty of TA, I guess. Does look horrendous on there when you zoom out, though, doesn't it?
I was talking to Rob Pro on Monday, and I was just flicking through some bits and pieces. And obviously, he likes trading oil a bit as well.
Yeah.
I've been trading oil for a while, and I went back to some of my charts and just laughed my ass off, because like you put all like levels in and stuff, and it just go. Even obviously the price of oil's been crushed, and where did it go to? Back to support.
Yeah.
And can't remember. I think if you look again on, I can't remember where I was looking on the weekly, on the daily, but it's such a clear range. And I think if it drops below here, there's a little volume node around, there, bang on, $49 to $50. So if you get to $70 or something like that, you're short, and you just play the ranges. I remember when Dave used to do his newsletter things for CSE, and we used to do things about the boxes with the range that were in, and it's all on the weekly and daily. If you hit here, short. If you hit here, long. It's valid until it's not.
Yeah, because it's the big OPEC report tomorrow, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see how, because OPEC do like to rosy up their reports and make things seem a lot sunnier than they are. So it'll be really interesting to see how they have to take, because there is the talk of there being quite a glut in the oil market, and whether or not we see Saudi potentially row back on some of the proposed cuts.
The thing is, it still surprises me when we've looked at that chart before that shows the break-even price of the oil nations. I'm really surprised, given how big SABIC and things like that are, and how their cost of production is so much higher than their peer group. Especially like the UAE is like a third of the cost or something.
Yeah. But the Saudi one obviously has factors in the fact that their government is essentially run off it, so their costs are high because they're trying to sustain the government, whereas the UAE is a little bit more diversified in that aspect.
Been spending money like it's going out of fashion.
Yeah. They also have people that are there to do jobs that don't particularly need jobs doing. It's quite funny. Have you been to the UAE, Dave?
No.
It is quite funny because you'll go and there's now a mandate in the government to try and get more Emiratis into work. Have this policy where companies have to employ a certain quota of Emirati, and these people are paid 4 or 5 times what the equivalent person is paid, and it is quite amusing because they just don't do a lot. I went to Ferrari World, and there was this one guy who basically his job was just he'd walk around, and there was the queue for what's the fast one, Justin? You know
the Rosso or whatever.
Yeah, and it was a busy queue, and this guy just walks in the Emirates. He goes, "Don't worry, I am here now," and he just stands at the front chatting to everyone.
I was talking to Christian the other day about it as well, because about Bahamas and whatnot. Because obviously you've got a massive expat community, big financial services sector, similar to like Bermuda with the tax havens and stuff. And you don't see very rarely do you see a poor Bermudan, a native Bermudan, for example, because they own the land and the property, and they'll be like a taxi driver. But because they're renting everything out to expats, they just get that they're all absolutely loaded.
Yeah.
So I suppose, and so what they get paid versus some other, like obviously in the UAE, you've got a lot of Bangladeshis, Indians, Pakistani, Africans that are doing the labour work. Yeah, you'll probably have the same job or equivalent thereof, and an Emirati will be 5x straight away.
It is quite amusing, but it's anyway. Sort of back to the energy discussion. But yeah, that's sort of one of the inefficiencies of the Middle Eastern oil element. The
Yeah.
one that I find really interesting, and this is one that I flagged the other week.
Yeah.
I had quite a nice long on this. I did short it, unfortunately. It was only a small position. I was egged on by our friend Mr. Haller, who egged me on to short it, and I shorted it a little bit too early. I was looking for a reversal, and he talked me into shorting it around here rather than waiting patiently for a take of big wicks. But this looks quite interesting. I think there's probably some opportunities as this comes back down. I love gas.
Breakout retest?
Yeah. Like for me, it feels like this weekly level here. It probably, I can see this potentially coming down here, maybe wicking there, and then pushing up to attack this level here.
Yeah. Ready for cold season?
Yeah. Well, when they get all the UK gas hits 19-week low, I actually quite worried about just how much chaos this winter is going to cause the UK, given the fact that it's barely into the winter and we've already got gas here.
But again, most suppliers will be hedged on the futures side of things, I'd imagine.
Oh, the seasonality is crazy because if you look, so this time last year, what are we? 11th of November. Last year, gas was here at this time of the year and finished the season here. Which, if we follow a similar pattern, would put gas here.
But what about, the governments, the actual producers, they must have it on the hedge. They can't just buy it spot.
Yeah.
So that they probably hedged it all the way through.
It'll be hedged. Be hedged somewhat. And obviously the UK, you have like energy caps and things like that. But yeah, still, I think that's one to keep an eye on. Cattle, doing cattle things. If anyone bought the dip on cattle, well done. This thing.
I wonder what, I know it just comes down to supply and demand, but I wonder what the factors are that drive the price of cattle.
Greedy supermarkets, probably.
Yeah, I think there's obviously an element of demand. I think you have. I'm trying to think of patterns. Like maybe it's breeding stuff. I know it's sort of for these soft commodities. Oops, I've flashed up a chocolate position. These softer commodities, you have weather.
Yes, exactly. Whether I can completely and utterly get with actual proper crop.
Yeah,
but for livestock,
that is a bull market and a half, isn't it? If you'd have bought cattle last year,
I find it crazy that there will actually be people that sit there and trade this type of stuff. Like there will actually be like someone sat on a trading floor somewhere actually trading this.
Yeah,
mad.
Yeah, I saw some adverts on LinkedIn for jobs as commodities traders. It was like I saw like a coffee trader. It is quite interesting. Like,
I wonder how quick if you threw Justin in the city, how quick do you reckon you get to number one for gold trader?
Well, I was talking about some of this the other day with regards to returns that you can produce versus what you can get from a bank, what you can get from putting into bonds, what you can put into investing in the NASDAQ or whatever it may be, versus if you do 1% a day in TradFi and you compound it over a year, your annual return is 1,000%, pretty much by the time you go. 1,000% return, and you took that to any kind of hedge fund and said, "This is what I can do for you." I'm pretty sure they'd snap your hand off, bite your hand off for it.
Yeah.
And I might do a bit more than that. So it's quite funny, really. I was reading an article about copper again the other day.
Yeah, I saw about. Was it about there being a potential shortage next year?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we read the same article. Yeah, it looks quite good, obviously from a chart perspective, but
it's just that redistribution from the run up and then the up and down, isn't it?
Yeah, and then
filling in them gaps.
That Trump copper tariff.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I remember that day because I was so annoyed because I'd shorted it and my TP was here.
Yeah, but the thing
I'd not left a runner.
But the thing is, that's like how many candles do you get like that?
Oh, that's
in a 12-month period.
Yeah.
And the probability of catching that move.
Yeah.
Unless you're Dave.
Well, our man, Mr. Blockbro, caught it because I remember him. He left his runner. It is one of those. So, like, it was a good trade because I was basically just targeting the liquidity under here. But yeah, it's that was a.
If you took profit, it's
a good trade.
It's a good trade. That's the long and short of it. So, is this a good time to now talk about the state of the UK?
I mean, I think this is as good a time as any. I'm always happy to bash the UK, despite being a resident here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, so.
Dave, you can open the batting here.
what are we mainly discussing?
Rachel Reeves and how fantastic you think she is.
Rachel Thieves.
Well, the thing is, did you see the stablecoin thing yesterday?
It's going to be a car crash, isn't it?
Yeah. The £1.
I forgot to screenshot it, but there was like it wasn't a meme, but it was a comparison between Starmer principles and what he's doing within his government and Stalin. And honestly, I think we joked about it the other day about that communist kind of.
Yeah, it was last week on the show.
Yeah. It's moving that way.
It's scary.
It's moving that way. It's everything feels very dystopian. Especially the worst bit is we're only actually a year in. We're a year in of 5. Like we've still got 4 more years. I looked today and I'll share my screen and we can go through some of the UK stories, but Bloomberg aren't holding back today.
He won't survive. He won't. If he's in by May next year, he won't be in after May because that's when there's a huge amount of local elections, and Reform are just going to sweep it, I imagine.
Well, I was reading an article the other day about Denmark and because obviously a lot of the push points come down to immigration. It's basically the two major things for any election will come down to immigration, migration, what you want to call it, and the economy. Obviously, they're royally screwing up both aspects, but it was saying about obviously Reform are very much targeting the immigration issue, but they were citing Denmark of basically, I can't remember when their government came in, but they've
their model
socialist left, but they've got literally, bearing in mind they're socialists,
they've got one of the strictest in Europe.
Like it's zero tolerance.
It's
basically if you like 99% of applicants basically just get deported. If you do stay in, yes, we're together. We're actually holding hands, listening. And if your asylum is granted, as soon as your country
is deemed safe,
you're
returned. Yeah.
So they're saying that the that Labour might consider replicating that path, because that's the only thing that's going to save life at this stage.
It won't work. Look at 1 in, 1 out. Fucking hell. It's like 20, it's been about 20,000 in, 50 out. It's been absolutely ridiculous, and still you're not getting anywhere with that because they just keep coming back.
Yeah, they only go out to France.
Yeah, and then the guy, one of them, come back, didn't they?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if as we've said, unless you cut down the appeal of coming to the country, because I think one of the
you need to do Poland. Poland has got the best one.
Yeah.
Poland are just like literally no. No. Like none. They won't even take like people in for like asylum. They're just strictly no. Like
straight one. Straight back.
You're basically not welcome.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it lands, obviously, because you've got the international conventions and laws and stuff that you have to take in a certain amount, I think it is, but I don't know the exact laws.
Yeah, the quotas.
But it's an absolute shit show.
It's a tough one because you're trying to fix it. I remember there was a really interesting article in The Economist. I'll see if I can dig it out, where they spoke about the best way to do it, and they were saying it's almost wrong to try and do it where you rehouse them in the country because of the cost effectiveness of doing it elsewhere. They said the cost of keeping someone fed, watered, and whatnot at a UNICEF camp in Africa costs, I think they were saying, around $20 a day.
Yeah,
or it was $100, $200 a month or something ridiculous like that. And they're saying surely the better way to do it would be to focus on increasing them, and you could almost build sanctuary cities. Like, I mean, you've obviously got an African desert. The issue is obviously, and then you've got the new arguments of climate refugees and stuff like that, and it's just ridiculous.
You cannot trust them to actually do it though, because they'll mess it up somehow. They will mess it up. They'll say we're going to do this, and then one of the other main things is, I don't know if you saw last week, is that Lee Anderson asked, or it might have been the week before, Lee Anderson asked one of the Labour ministers or someone from the Home Office or something like, do you know where they all are in the country?
Like, no.
And they don't. They haven't got a clue. They say, well, once we house them or put them somewhere, it's their job to tell us where they are. So it's absolutely just out of control.
And then you get that
it's so far out of control. And the thing is my favourite one also at the moment is we've accidentally let out the wrong prisoners.
Yeah.
The guy who tried to hand himself back in 5 times.
Yeah. Isn't it so convenient that happens as they're trying to push through digital ID? The worst bit is
that was like a high profile one as well, because he had literally caused riots. Apparently they released it. The Home Office forgot to send someone to pick him up.
But then, like, how shocking that Sky News have him on as if he's like, you know, I mean, like the guy's just been convicted of a horrendous crime, and you got Sky News interviewing him as if like he's like a sort.
Well, you had the other one, the Algerian guy, that Sky News tracked him down before the police.
It's because they're too busy knocking on people's doors for Facebook posts. That's why.
Well,
they haven't got a clue what's going on because they're too busy going, have you posted this on Facebook?
Well,
it's so incompetent and so bad. At what point do you go, are they doing it intentionally?
Oh,
yeah. I think I said this to.
As soon as them releases happen by accident, I just sat there thinking, they're gonna spin this for digital ID, like you know, this wouldn't.
This
happen.
Is why we need it.
Use your ID to get on the train and stuff like that, so we knew who was on the train.
It's so bad. I think as well. I was saying to someone the other day, this probably, whatever stripe of government you like, this has to be one of the lowest caliber front benches I think, that has ever entered UK politics. I've read somewhere that of the 14 cabinet ministers, only one has started a business and it went bankrupt.
I couldn't run a bath, let alone a country.
You should get something on Polymarket to say when are they going to stop blaming the previous government, because that is like the one.
The clips are coming back, aren't they, to haunt her from last year after her budget, where she said she's not coming back for more. The fact that she's done a press conference
they wrote the manifesto. That should be immediate general election. No?
You're exactly right. And so this morning, Rachel Reeves was talking and basically said, I'm raising taxes.
Yeah.
And that was a manifesto. It should be a straight red. You're exactly right, mate. It should be a straight red. You have broken.
Yeah, you've lied to the public. You've basically lied to your voters, haven't you? You've deceived them into voting you in, and then you've basically said, "Oh, well, sorry, but we're going to do this anyway."
Yeah.
So it should just trigger straight away. General election done.
And then obviously with that, the impending tax rises and the shower of shit that's going to come off it. It's just looking, I mean, you saw this morning that the unemployment rate's gone through its highest since 2020, I think it is. So post-COVID or during COVID.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes into a potential rate cut. Obviously, we've had the unemployment. I think one thing that I've read that was really interesting on Bloomberg was in the recent notes, whilst it was quite close, in the BOE's new members view section, the word inflation was mentioned 33 times by the Monetary Policy Committee, whilst labour market appeared 4 times. Obviously, we've seen in the US, Powell explicitly said the labour market is his priority of the dual mandate. Yeah. That doesn't sound like the labour market is their priority.
No, that's kind of just like brush that bit under the carpet. We'll forget about that bit. Yeah. It's a key metric. It's just.
I don't think they have any priority, dude. They probably just sat there playing with crayons and drawing. All sit down in Downing Street at 10 o'clock. Cups of milk, crayons,
and drawing. Bank of England is so far behind the curve as well. Right. I think I sort of feel a little bit sorry for them, though, in the fact that they can do whatever policy from a monetary perspective, and then they just get these wacky government policies come in that just go counter. Like you could try cutting rates to try and stimulate investment, and then you just get national insurance on employers is going up by 4 or 5%.
Yeah, and then your inflation runs high, then you put interest rate. It's just a death spiral.
Yeah, and then you get Miliband come in and single-handedly destroy the entire UK energy market.
Yeah, he is just a fucking idiot, isn't he?
Yeah. We buy more gas from Norway, from their side of the North Sea, than we get out ourselves.
He's just an idiot. He really is an idiot. The thing is, you look at Norway, how they've monetised and what they've done in the North Sea, and how good that sovereign wealth fund for the country. It's that if that's not like a blueprint for other nations,
100%. It's a complete K-shape because obviously the way the UK handled it under Thatcher is it was tax cuts, and which is why obviously things like BP became the behemoths they are.
Yeah, but it's just it's bad, and obviously leading into that, as we've said for a little while, the bond market, is going to have its wicked way with her at some point. Obviously, I sent you a few charts this morning on the bonds, and it's just shaping up to have that blow off top, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just looks that way.
Yeah, straight up into this aptly named
death zone. The zone of death.
Yeah, into this red zone here. It's not particularly good. The 30-year, I think, is even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, the one to watch is the inversion. If you get the short term out spikes, is higher than the long term there.
Yeah.
So you suddenly get the 3 month that goes above 10 year. That is thanks and good night. But it seems like it's coming to an inflection point, definitely.
Yeah.
So I suppose then US wise, you saw the government,
the
mayor of New York.
Yeah, Mamdani.
I was reading a very, very interesting article about that as well, and it was saying about, whilst it looks like a bad result for the right, the Republicans, the article was surmising that this was almost a setup and allowing the Democrats to push down this real socialist left path and basically here's the rope, go and hang yourself. This is the blueprint of what your party's going to become, rather than centre left. They'll go more to the left, and then they'll just basically hang themselves.
Yeah, this is going to be a case study that you see in economics textbooks over the next 20 years. And in 20 years, when people are doing economics, they will see this is the tangible outcome, because we've never had this type of socialism in a Western capitalist democracy.
Yeah. Yes, in the leading city in all of the world's finance.
Yeah.
I believe a lot of the stuff that he says he's going to do, he can't even do though as mayor, can he? Like, I think he thinks he's like some sort of like king of New York, or like the governor of the state. Like,
he's acting like he's a principality or something.
Yeah, it's true or not, but all this stuff he's saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, can't actually, like, he hasn't even got the power to do.
Yeah. We're going to need federal funding for this.
I want to do all of this.
I don't think you're going to get it.
$30 minimum wage.
Yeah. What does that do? Inflation.
Yeah. New York gets even more expensive than it already is. I mean, I think you're seeing it. It'll be really interesting to see the actual shift, and I think we'll see continued outflow to places like Florida. I know the banks are moving there.
Well, Texas, obviously, a lot of people are re-domiciling there because it's one of the more friendly states.
Well, Goldman's opening Goldman has opened quite a big new headquarters, hasn't it, in Florida? And I suppose if you're a banker, you have the previous allure of New York compared to sun every day in Miami, in a fairly taxable favored environment.
But the thing is the real estate market in Florida in general, I think it went with COVID, I'm sure, because obviously people went on remote working and stuff like that. I'm sure, I've got a few friends there. I'm sure it went 2 or 3x.
Yeah.
Like post-COVID or during COVID.
Yeah.
So it's gone
nuts. Yeah.
And if you've been there, especially to Miami, all along that Dade and Miami-Dade up to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach and stuff, it's just absolutely rammed with properties right on the beachfront anyway.
Yeah.
But yes, it's going to be interesting, New York, or what happens to the Democrats in general, because if this is almost the path that they get walked down now, they're basically getting hung.
Yeah, and they're taking at the end of the day, the where they need to be looking is the people who are doing well in places like Virginia. Obviously, they had a very good victory in Virginia. Yes. And Virginia is a more accurate outlook on what actual America looks like, rather than metropolitan elite socialist America. Yeah. And it'll be interesting because that's where you need to be popular. I find the Texas one quite amusing, of the Democrats getting more traction in Texas, because the reason why Texas has done so well is because of decades of quite good Republican conservative policy, like, which is why Texas is so good and California is gone downhill. Now, it'll be quite interesting if they continue to push for the Californication of Texas, because, I mean,
yeah, I think it will be allowed to run a bit, and then obviously we've got midterms next year.
Yeah,
and I'd imagine there will be enough momentum to have probably hurt themselves or hung themselves a bit by then. That was my take on it anyway.
Yeah, which is why you've got the stimulus coming out now. Is obviously he's taken a bash on the nose for his cost of living issues, obviously with the tariffs. So he's trying to throw sort of a little bit of a carrot back.
Yeah. But those, because obviously they've got this $2,000 almost like a dividend back to the people, right?
Yeah.
But again, I was watching a thing yesterday about whether he can actually do that, because of the bond market will look at it and just go,
you can't afford to do this.
Like this.
No.
This is not priced in, and which could cause a spike.
Yeah.
Could also lead to that blow off kind of, that blow off.
I saw someone make an interesting point about that by saying he does it. He issues 2,000 to whoever. Then the Supreme Court comes back and rules tariffs illegal. And then obviously they turn around and go, well, we've already issued $2 trillion or trillion.
Yeah.
Then you have to print another trillion to replace it, and then suddenly they've injected $2 trillion into the economy.
It creates an us against them, because then anyone who tries to take it away from him, whether that be Democrats or Supreme Court, he'll say, "Look, I tried to give you money. These guys are taking money out of your pockets."
Yeah, they're supposed to be for the people. Look what they're doing, and again, it's just this. It's this almost leading them down a path of going, no matter what you do here, we're either going to get this through, and we're giving people money, or like Dave said, that the Supreme Court go, this is illegal, we're going to take it back, and then they go, we tried to do this, and the Democrats have basically shafted you here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, it's actually quite smart to think about it.
Very smart.
Yeah. Shall we talk some Bitcoin?
Sure.
I know crypto isn't your favorite subject at the minute, but how do we see this playing out? I know you've obviously sent over some charts on how you have it playing out, and they are usually pretty much bang on. I've been taking some nice positions, but where do you see the next move from here? Obviously, we've come swept up here, pushed down.
I am personally looking for a retest about 103 area. Then what are we today? So US is shut today for Veterans Day or whatever it is. And then my macro plan, and then the narrative to fit around it is dip down today or tomorrow, probably today whilst the market's closed, or at least into Wednesday. I think we've got a CME gap around about 104.1. I think, does that sound plausible? Sure, it's around up there. Then government reopens, get a push up, which I wouldn't be surprised to see a high made, a new high. Not an all-time high, but break above, and then
above into here.
A push into that demand zone. I think even as far up as 116, 117.
Yeah.
Because of where we are with regards to, the government's back open, grow. And then the news starts filtering through of the financial news. So we've had 2 months with no CPI, no NFP, any of that kind of stuff. Because whilst we've said before, you've got lots of people, or every company has their own financial analysis and stuff like that. They know what's coming.
Yeah.
I think it will then come out, and then that will be the potential catalyst for smashing it back down again. And then, make a lower low, accumulate for maybe even a couple of months into next year.
And what will really do it is if the Fed hold rates in December.
Which could you imagine?
I think they're gonna hold rates because
I think, what's Polymarket got it at?
I don't know. Fed Watch has got it at 36.4%, but the majority is still for a 25 basis point cut.
Yeah,
but it's quite evenly split. Well, not evenly split, but it's more split than we've had the last couple of times.
Yeah, so I think the thing is there's also a case of the Fed probably need to give it a little bit of time to see if what they're doing is actually working.
Well, you know Powell as well. Powell's going to see he's very hesitant anyway, isn't he? And especially around the tariffs for inflation.
Yeah.
But as soon as Trump gives this $2,000 out, people are just going to go spend, aren't they? So he's probably going to be looking at that as well and thinking, fucking hell, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's been a sharp increase. The UK is expected to cut now, isn't it, in December?
Yeah.
Which because it seems so. We've got an 86% chance of a 25 basis cut, 13% of no change, and 1% of 50 basis. It's going to be interesting because it basically comes like a few weeks after the budget, and the budget is going to be chaos.
Is this for UK?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all going to come to a head about the same time, but I just sense that the government's going to open, will push, make a new high. People think you've got the change character on the higher time frame. Everyone starts getting super bullish again, and then the news comes out. Whether it's the Supreme Court with the tariff stuff or whatever it may be, something along them lines. So financial news, the Supreme Court tariffs, something along them lines, and then smash it down. Because as you know, my personal view anyway, looking at the charts of what's going to happen S&P wise is a pullback. You know my thoughts of where the DXY is as well.
Yeah, I've not updated that, but we do have S&P.
Yeah, so I'm expecting potentially a double top, maybe even liquidate that high, and then pull back.
Yeah,
and then I reckon 10%, maybe 11% at least with the stock market.
I think if I go onto the daily, you had quite a nice zone marked out here.
Yeah, just that. Where was it? The high. I can't remember where it was now. Just looking at the overall narratives of what we'll do it, something along them lines, and then that will put. If you look, I think it's super bullish because if you look at the actual chart on the weekly for Bitcoin, it would push you right into massive liquidity area.
Yeah,
you see it with it. So I think it's super bullish, but we will then, I would imagine, a period of accumulation again.
Yeah. Because I think because this screams to me here, this pocket where we dipped into a couple of times. This area screams to me like it needs some price action. I mean, this thing.
Well, I'm looking at that accumulation in early 25. See where the bodies of the candles are. So probably all of that range where you got your cursor now, where them wicks are at the bottom of the range.
Yeah,
I expect us to push into that liquidity there.
Yeah. Because this area here has had pretty much no price action in it whatsoever.
No.
Like none at all.
I don't think we closed the fair value gap down all the way down, but I think that lowest wick that's, I can't even remember when it is now, like March time or
this one here,
February time then, or December, or whenever. Is the largest
this week?
Yeah. Wherever
January.
Sweep that week.
Yeah, that's just before Trump came in, wasn't it?
And then if you look at dominance as well, I'm still expecting that to push up.
Yeah.
Maybe even fill in the wick.
This will be steady climbing.
Yeah. But again, it lines up with the total charts that I sent to you as well.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we've had a little bit of alts moving. Everything else just looks horrendous.
But again, most of them have moved because they've done was it Friday? A lot of them done like 20%, and then they probably all retraced that already.
Yeah, this looks horrific on the weekly, doesn't it?
Well, do you remember the other week we said? So if I'm right, Bitcoin wise, altcoins could be 40% now.
Yeah.
So it's obviously
it was quite interesting. I was reading some comments from Jake from Wintermute, and he was saying, the random little alt season that we had on Friday. He was saying he thinks a lot of it was market makers and exchanges starting to unwind some of the trades that they had on their books, so they go into any fresh dump with a relatively clean book.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, and be cash rich and be able to load up into.
Yeah.
I listened to the podcast that Hugo shared.
Yeah, I really like Jake. He knows his stuff.
Oh, he's very good at it, don't get me wrong. But to say, I still say this, was it ADP or whatever it was?
ADL.
I'm still calling bullshit on it. I'm saying that it was a planned, coordinated attack that was the brainchild of end of last cycle, when they said, right, we're going to flip everything to unified trading.
Yeah.
I'm not, unless someone can prove otherwise, that is where we're at.
That's horrendous. I wish I'd shorted this.
I think that candle was called a shooting star in it, though.
Piece of shit is what you call it.
That is a horrendous candle.
I think it's over now. I think this whole privacy thing is over.
Yeah.
Where does it? Obviously, you've got the privacy token. Where does that kind of fit in with the actual tumblers, like
Tornado Cash? Tornado Cash.
Is it tokenized, Tornado Cash, or is it just?
I don't think it has a token, does it?
Yeah. Is it? I think it does. Is it torn? Because Tornado Cash here.
You've got the privacy side, right?
But this hasn't really moved.
No.
Because that, obviously, the lawsuit got, or the block or whatever it was reneged, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But then tumblers are. Does that not just do a similar kind of thing to, or better than?
How do you trade that?
Rounded bottom, it's bullish.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them aren't even true privacy. ZEC is not true privacy. The only true privacy one is Monero.
Yeah, I actually quite like Monero.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed because I talked myself out of longing this. I remember it was back here. I had this marked out as like the perfect back test of this candle, and I'm so annoyed I never took the trade because it was a relatively simple trade if you think about it.
Just a nice SR test as well.
Yeah,
it's an accumulation breakout retest, isn't it?
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to that thing. Charts don't lie.
This thing out of nowhere as well.
I'm just gonna have to run the toilet. I'll be back in a sec.
This thing has just been completely body pumped.
Well, AI. The thing is, AI bubble, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I've got an interesting topic about this in a second as well. Has run in TradFi really well.
Yeah.
The narrative was hot crypto-wise, but all of them, Render, FETs, all of them have been absolutely railed, haven't they?
Yeah.
Powell was the other one, was it?
Yeah. Aether. It's ridiculous. I was saying to someone the other day though, because they were talking about these tokens. I said, if you had a really, really good AI project that was legit, why would you launch it as a crypto when you could launch it on the New York Stock Exchange and you could raise and trade at 20, 30, 40 times the valuation you would as a crypto?
And you'd probably get a deal from Sam Altman in about 3 seconds. Anyway.
Because you have to provide certain disclosures that your thing actually works. I mean, the AI thing is crazy. I was looking at anything computer related is going now. This one was one that, do you remember SanDisk that made the SD cards?
Well, I was so a couple of the articles that I've been reading is obviously Tesla, the Elon Musk
Tesla making their own chips
package has been agreed, but they're talking about making their own fab plant, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which would make them fully integrated, I suppose, at that point. Which then does enable you to control your supply chain for whatever you're doing down the path.
Yeah.
The Taiwan semiconductors.
Yeah, TSMC. Yeah, because TSMC do the outsourcing, but they've started
because they just can't produce enough wafers for like quick enough. So I was reading that about Musk the other day, and I'm sure. I think it was Jason. What's his name from NVIDIA was saying that.
Jason Wang.
That he said, I don't know why they're doing it. You're not going to compete with them. That's right. Fair enough. Then the other one that I was reading, did you see a couple of months ago, Elon was warning Microsoft against dancing with the devil with OpenAI?
Yeah.
Saying that they could end up being almost taken over by OpenAI, and he mentioned it. I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, just some breaking news for you there. CoreWeave is down 10% pre-market because they've slashed the revenue forecast.
Ooh.
So this was another talking point. So.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm so annoyed. I had an order that didn't get filled. A short order on CoreWeave yesterday at 110 that didn't get filled because I had basically a rejection of this box. Yeah, that's horrendous.
Like 10 minutes ago, I was looking on Twitter then when I was having a piss.
Yeah, because they had earnings today, didn't they?
Well, this was another talking point because I think it was on Bloomberg or one of the things I was watching the other day, and it was saying about obviously the AI bubble and whatnot, and how it's fine, but as soon as they start missing, because obviously they're raising significant capital, they're doing the deals with one another. But if they start missing earning projections on stuff, that could be the marker that would cause a potential unraveling of the AI bubble.
Yeah,
which I thought was quite interesting
because they're all levered up to the tits. They're levered up to the tits. Because you look at, I've not looked at the earnings in detail, but if you click on that, look, they've beaten their earnings.
Maybe it's
those forecasts.
Look at what is it? The market cap is 52 billion.
Yeah,
and they've just done over $1 billion.
Run out of a shed.
No. Some of those. Oh, this is one on the quantum one. RGTI, this Rigetti, this, like we've seen this down. This was horrendous. They made a $20 million loss of $1.9 million of revenue.
What's the market cap of it?
The market cap of this is 11 billion.
I mean, really, like, how many of them in this AI circle, Jake, actually make real revenue apart from Nvidia? Like, apart from
this is the
Nvidia,
quantum one. You could have literally bought this last year for 69 cents and sold it a year later for $60.
100x.
I'll tell you another one that was quite interesting. Did you see, what's her name, Bedard yesterday saying about by 2027, is it, that they're going to ban block-wide across the EU, cap everything at $10,000 that you can have, or 10,000 euros for cash withdrawals? Did you see that?
No, but it's ridiculous.
It is just... We're going down the cashless society. It's coming.
Yeah. Trying to see if there's any good opportunities. Oh, I mean, to be fair, if they're missing theirs,
what did you think of the put that I was thinking of on Apple?
I liked it. I mean, I had Apple basically topping out here anyway. I don't know. For me, it caught me off guard a little bit because I remember looking back, I was a little bit wrong. Is I had this, and then when it was coming up here, I thought we're seeing a triple top here. Like for me, I was liking the short opportunity here because I thought at some point we're going to come and crash through here because this is massive gap. We obviously pushed up.
But look at that on the daily, that ascending channel. If you put it on the weekly or the monthly, it's pretty clear on the larger time frame as well. Just if you scroll out.
Yeah.
Like scroll right out. You can see it just going in an ascending channel from there. So I have it around about. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not doxing the price, but you know the kind of the area, and I think there's maybe a 10-20% move in there.
Yeah.
Which would then obviously correlate with where we think the S&P might pull back.
Yeah. Because I'm short on this. I took a nice little. I had it as a scalp, but the more I zoom out, the more I quite like this.
You said the other week, I think it was, which of the Mag 7 is going to pull back first, and I think we said at the time it was Google and Apple because they were the ones that were breaking, that had the breakouts.
Yeah.
It looks like Meta was ahead, if I remember correctly, because that's already pulling back. Yeah.
Meta looks a little bit scary.
They missed, didn't they? Earnings.
They beat a lot of their metrics, but their issue is the capex.
That's it, right there.
They've also been doing some interesting financial statementing on their results to hide some of the other capex. So they've put stuff into special purpose vehicles, some of their AI spending. So they had I think it was like a $20 billion special purpose vehicle.
Look over here. Don't look over here.
Yeah, don't look at here. I mean, Microsoft looks horrendous. I mean, this one's probably
crazy. You can see where it's going to come back to.
Yeah, like that. Talking about shooting stars, those feel like big grabs.
Yeah, that's going to go back into that demand zone.
Nvidia, I think, maybe has a little bit more in the tank.
So I don't know. So I'm pretty sure I saw. I mean, it was a 15.5% candle last week. The top to bottom.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
So I think it was it 500-600 billion that was taken off its market cap in a week.
Well, SoftBank has offloaded
SoftBank sold their stake.
Yes, that's right. They banked, was it 6 billion in profit off the back of that?
Yeah, but he fumbled the bag, but that was one of his biggest fumbles, wasn't it? Is that they sold it too early. I mean, I am long on Nvidia. I would have liked. I'm mostly out. I mean, that was. I don't want to pat myself on the head for my technical analysis, but what an incredible zone to long from.
Again, it's funny if you do buy at support and sell at resistance, though. It's amazing how much you can make money by it.
Amazon feels all over the place a bit. I mean, I think the real opportunity to trade is some of these. I mean, the quantum stuff is, if this comes and retests here, this is going to be a fantastic shot.
Where's Oracle now?
Oh, that is completely. I've got it on here somewhere, but that's completely retraced. Because that's completely retraced. You know, when we say gaps get filled, people, that is the definition of a 40. It's not even 40 billion. That's a. Yeah, it might actually be. I mean, that's a 40 billion gap filled.
This is the one that trades out of a shed, isn't it?
No, this is Oracle. This is.
Oh no, sorry, it's Oclo. That one.
Oclo trades out of a shed.
Yeah.
Oclo that has no revenue that's worth $30 billion.
It is literally like the start of the dot-com bubble, wasn't it?
Yeah. AMD as well. This gap is begging to get filled at some point. What else? We've got Broadcom slowing down a little bit. This one's similar to CoreWeave. Obviously, I quite like this one, but I was in from $25 on this one. This one, for me, feels like a pullback at some point.
Did you see? I was listening to some interviews with the major US airlines as well this week.
Yeah.
Again, a good kind of same as your Royal Caribbean. It's quite a good
indicator of consumer spending. Yeah.
Yes. And they were. I think the airlines have been twatted, haven't they, over the last couple of weeks?
American Airlines Group. Yeah. Yeah. But these things never had that recovery either. Well, you look back after COVID, they never had the recovery pumps after COVID.
No, they got. So I had some. So I bought International Airline Group.
IAG.
After COVID, and it's never really had that pump back to where it was.
No, UK stocks have just lagged behind. Although there's been some good movers.
But you said that, but then what's leading? Because the FTSE's at all-time high.
So what have we
Something
seen?
must be dragging it or pulling it up.
A lot of the energy started to have a recovery. I think the farmers done quite well.
It'll be pharma, energy, and the miners, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So
I saw that
Rio Tinto.
Barrick had done or upped their dividend and then paid a one-off dividend as well.
Yeah.
This morning.
Yeah. What else do you have? Anglo.
Glencore.
Glencore looks really good. I like Glencore. It's an amazing company. I remember reading a book that was really good. It was it was King of Oil about Mark Rich. Glencore just sounded nuts. Like that sort of wheeling and dealing commodities trading was where you just fly to Libya with a suitcase full of cash.
Well, they had a lot of issues at one point. They were almost like when they bought, they merged or they bought Xstrata. Because it was Glencore, then they bought Xstrata. And Xstrata, part of it, I'm sure, was blackballed because of their questionable working conditions, etc., in mines in Africa and stuff.
Because I remember Glencore had real issues when they first went public of some disclosures because they had like an entire department dedicated to bribes.
I would call that, instead of bribes, the better way to say that is greasing the wheels of
because they're the only one, I think, of the sort of magic three that ever went public, because the other two didn't. The other two I don't think would have passed. Obviously, actually, that's quite an interesting one. I saw a story the other day on Gunvor. So Gunvor is the other big oil thing, and they've been blacklisted from certain things because they tried to take over a Russian, the international arm of Lukoil, the Russian energy agency.
How did that work?
Yeah. Here it is. In late 2025, Gunvor made headlines for attempting to purchase Lukoil's international assets valued at $20 billion after the Russian oil giant was hit with fresh sanctions. The US Treasury strongly opposed the acquisition, labeling Gunvor a Kremlin's puppet, which prompted Gunvor to withdraw its bid.
That's one of those back of the hand slap, isn't it?
But yeah, I mean, this was labelled when it went public, wasn't it? This was labelled the Millionaire Factory, wasn't it? Because I think it minted the most number of millionaires from an IPO listing. I'm pretty sure every employee there became a millionaire from the share scheme.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then nice little headline here. 6 ex-Glencore employees face charges for conspiring to make corrupt payments tied to oil contracts in West Africa.
But the thing is, you go to certain places in the world, like people say about second and third world countries and stuff like that, the bribery and stuff like that. You go to very, very first world countries, and it's all the same. It's just dressed up as something different and shown as something different. Balance sheet. It's no different because you've got to provide an incentive for someone to sign off on an environmental issue or whatever it may be. You've got to build like 10 schools, a hospital, and something like that, or donate it on behalf of. It's
ridiculous.
It's dressed up in different ways.
I think our calls are fairly dead here, Dave.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at that.
Dave, this week, Dave, is the government going to open again?
Oh God, I don't know. I think the probability of it is like 90%, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to say no, just for taking the opposite.
Dave wants to take the outside bet. I like it.
I haven't got any polymarket bet on it or whatever.
If it does open, do we pump or do we get nothing further?
I think a lot of the pump has already come on the back of the rumouring of it opened, because obviously we had a very, very bullish opening for stocks yesterday.
Yeah.
Like you look.
But we'd also had the pullback from the week before, so
yeah, that core weave, that's going to haunt me. 110 would have been a beautiful shot.
I would love it just to keep, just to.
That it feels like this area's got to be filled at some point.
I would love it to be pulled back up.
AMD. All of this just looks like it's rolling over. The one that's quite funny is it Qubits? Yeah, this one is. My friend was saying he had a mate who he just decided his new investment.
That PA, when was that in 2022, is quite interesting.
Fall off cliff.
He said his mate basically just had a new thesis where he just wanted to go all in on one stock, and he was saying his mate basically just set up a DCA for a year, investing only into this thing, and the guy is now retired.
Did he have any kind of intel or?
I don't know, but you got to imagine this. I mean, this thing is just. Could you? And the thing is there's about 4 stocks at the same. Could you imagine just having a basket of these and just going?
It's fine as long as you can get out, I suppose.
Yeah, like that is just nuts. I mean, all the funny bit is this one. The CEO has now sold all of his shares, so the CEO holds no shares of this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's even allowed if it's a publicly traded company.
Yeah, he sold all of his shares.
You'd think that wouldn't be allowed, right?
I know. It is just obscene. But on the Mag 7, we will say the founders spent all summer selling their shares. Bezos offloaded a huge amount of shares. Jensen Huang has been offloading a huge amount of shares. We've seen Microsoft offloading shares, Apple offloading shares. So it was a bit of a sign, because obviously I think you'd like to think Jensen Huang has access to economists' more wise than the wise men of crypto.
Whoa.
I jest, but that he probably has some good advice that he has in his ear.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's at some point you're going to go, my options have matured, I'm going to take some profit, which is absolutely fine. But selling off all of your stock doesn't really. I'm surprised that you're even allowed to as the CEO. It shocks me. I think that's I thought that would be a massive red flag, personally.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Jalapeño's doing cartwheels for his signal.
What about
the one yesterday was great, wasn't it?
Don't. It gives. I didn't get filled by about 7 cents on the first one. He's doing cartwheels, so he fires in 2 more. So I follow him in on those 2, and I get stopped out on both of them.
He just went missing. He went missing after doing victory laps in the comment section.
Did victory laps for his first one, gave 2 more, and then just went silent when they both went
disappeared. Then
30% win rate was fine. Because the other one that's gone very cash rich in recent times is Berkshire and Warren.
Yes, he's.
Well, they got 400 billion in cash reserves now. They're sitting on.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing is Coca-Cola started missing their earnings, which we talk about what are consumer signs that the economy is slowing down. This is one that we've never had because Coca-Cola, I don't think, has ever slowed down their earnings. I don't think Coca-Cola has ever reported slowed earnings.
No.
I don't know what they've done, actually.
What about other ones in that kind of realm, like Mackey's or?
Oh, I actually had that one. I didn't trade it, but I had Mackey's.
Well, Chipotle got absolutely smashed.
Yeah, and then I was quite annoyed because I put in the thing about the thesis then because DoorDash, because this thing got
rugged.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the litmus test of stupidity because you essentially are buying what would be a $10 meal for $30 because you can't be bothered leaving the house. Like that is a horrendous one. But yeah, obviously Chipotle. Ooh, I drew this out weeks ago. I drew this out when it was up here as well because I shorted it and my TP was here. That's actually come back into an interesting zone. I have no urge to touch this piece of garbage. I only wanted this on the short side because I don't think I've ever eaten at Chipotle and it's not giving me the runs.
I didn't even
Consumer advice by Wiz there.
So I stay well away from it. Yeah, because Dave and I, when we went to Manchester, I wanted to chart up a load of stuff. I actually charted up this, and this looks. I think this will produce quite an interesting short at some point. Is Ralph Lauren looks like a tech chart.
But the other one that which would be at the luxury end, about LNVH or whatever it is.
Yeah. That had a big pullback though on the Trump tariffs.
Yeah.
But
what has Rolls Royce been doing last few weeks? I haven't checked it.
That's going to be really interesting when the employee shares start to get unlocked. I mean, that's.
But the thing is, if it's Rolls Royce, they have the car side of things, don't they? But like the airline engines and all of that kind of stuff. So you've got a lot more of that kind of thing that you can take into account. How about other ones like Witherspoons and stuff like that?
I actually charted that. I've got Wetherspoons charted up. I'll tell you what. Without patting myself on the back too much, I think I did this way by it. My TA is phenomenal. There is a video on the channel for those of you who want to understand Wetherspoons. This one's really interesting though, Justin, because it basically nukes every morning. The big wicks happen
Everyone's hungover.
Yeah. Like look at this. So you look at this on the hourly.
Oh my god! How big are them candles?
Those are candles of bankers who have regrets from what has happened the night before.
Yeah.
How big are the candles? That looks like a weird crypto chart that's got no liquidity.
It looks very liquid, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. That is a 12% daily candle, but it's like every candle.
Hala is asking for signals. $103,000. 100 is where you want to be looking at Bitcoin. There you go, Hala.
Ooh, here we are.
Yeah, we need to get one. Steve, have you got one? I assume you've gone to get one.
Share it, Steve.
Yeah, send it me or send it in CSE.
Yeah. What else have we got? Banco Santander. I tell you what, Dave and I, because Dave and I, when we went to Manchester, I recorded a load of me outside shops. I was going to chart up some stuff. Next is doing pretty well.
It's been on a ripper, that, hasn't it?
Look at that.
Again, Next is one.
Look at the state of that wick.
What is that?
That must be an error. That's not corrected, surely.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Can you imagine shorting that?
That is the biggest scam wick of all time, or that's an error. So gold has obviously had if you look at that on the 4 hour, if you want to learn TA, this is a prime example. If you are within my nearest and dearest group, you would have known that was going to break out. I called it on Friday.
Yeah.
But the candles, again, do not lie.
Steve, I want you to send me the Weatherspoons magazine picture of you. Send it me in Discord. I want to see it.
Yeah. I might pick up the Weatherspoons magazine and look through it and see, because I don't know what.
I can't believe there is a Weatherspoons magazine. First and foremost, that's my first opening.
Dave does their news. Dave does their newsletter. Oh, what else have we got that's properly garbage? Greg's, how's that doing? Horrendous.
It does, just looking at the consumables stocks. Everyone's sales must be down, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't get charts like this. And that looks like that's got another leg down as well, Greg's.
Yeah. At least. Short it for some free sausage rolls, that is the signal.
Well, the thing is, the biggest disappointment, and I'm making no apologies for this, the fact that they launched a vegan sausage roll is just blasphemy, and they deserve to be shorted to zero.
Yeah.
Sorry, and I'll make no
apologies.
No, I've got no apologies there.
This is a horrendous one, isn't it? Lululemon. Basically back to where it was in COVID.
But it does show to me consumer sentiment. Whilst it looks down, we're getting back towards support zones on the charts.
Yeah.
Which I have a chart that I look at that shows. Obviously, we know that QE is coming.
Yeah.
I've got a chart that shows not only when it's printed, but when it's actually getting injected into the economy. So it's one thing it's being printed, but when it's actually going in. These, to me, show that we're coming back down to support a lot of the consumable products. And therefore, I would expect that we're probably looking at an injection of cash into the system.
Yeah.
And people are going to spend wildly, which will then run up debt more, which will then mean inflation's running high, and then interest rate rises. So that's the effective cycle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. What's this rubbish doing? Up.
They're all going to die, aren't they? All of the mobile companies eventually will have to do deals with Starlink and stuff like that.
Don't, because I don't know when they liquidated my holdings on here, but I wish I'd liquidated them here.
The good thing about where BT have an advantage, at least they've got like the open reach network where
they've got the infrastructure, and the infrastructure is the hardest bit, and they're going to be able. The interesting.
No one else can take over it. It's not like
the government's got a golden share.
Yeah.
Where it's really interesting is you've got the altnets, and the altnets are all starting to go bust. The altnets are basically a lot of these small companies have come to try and dig up fiber and put the fiber in and fill the gaps, and a lot of them were running off quite cheap loans, and they're now having to prove that they can get customers on, and they're not getting customers on, so they're going bust, and we're seeing some of those. But yeah, I don't think they sold my shares, unfortunately. But, you know, I should have liquidated when I should have liquidated here.
Compared to their peers, that they've got the infrastructure part, and so no matter what, they've got that passive income that comes from the other vendors.
Yeah, well, that was the thing that they said was one of the key elements in their strategies, because so much capex was used to do all of the infrastructure upgrades, which all came at once.
Which is all like the fiber.
So you had the fiber, but also the 5G. So if I go onto the weekly, this dropped down around here when they cut the revenue for COVID. Was the 5G was they had to counter for 5G as well, and 5G basically came in the same capex cycle as fiber optic. I mean, they shot themselves in the foot.
It's a big front running of cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the capex side.
Yeah, well, they all shot themselves in the foot because fiber optic has been here for decades, and they put it off because obviously this being a full monopoly, didn't need to.
Still get it in my bloody house though, don't I?
Yeah,
it's in my road, but the cost of getting it from the road into my house was too much, so they wouldn't do it.
It's ridiculous.
So I've got one more signal for people.
All ears.
Solana.
Ooh.
I would be looking at Solana at somewhere between 156 and 158. And then I would look to run it up to probably about 180. And my little weekend fun trades, I would look at, say again, around about 16, 17 cents.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gone into Weezy's magic book. That means it's happening.
Yeah, well, I was annoyed. I got halfway through the list from last time, and then we had the crash, and half of them got matched. Everything I was in went well. Obviously, near I banked about 400%.
Went nuts, didn't it?
Yeah.
But again, it's amazing if you hit into daily or weekly demand, what happens?
Yeah, because this one, obviously, I shorted this one.
That was brilliant entry again, wasn't it? The entries at the weekend.
Yeah, because the entry for that one was. I forgot what my entry was on this one. I had it was a scalp position because I went 75x.
That was only 100x
on mine. And then pump, I took quite a nice short on this. This one's really interesting because this is literally in a range. And
well, it's got to reaccumulate, right?
Yeah. I mean, that one's got a leg down for sure.
100%.
That looks quite interesting. Not financial advice, but that is resting on quite a nice level.
Looks like it's going to liquidate again.
This one, hype is ridiculous.
Do you know what? This is one thing I will, when it gets creamed in, assuming we get a bear market one day, I will heavily load up into this because I definitely think that these kind of dexes will have they're being talked about all the time on Wall Street.
Yeah.
From the conversation. This one particularly, not talking about anything else. This one just seems to be the legitimate one that everyone's really interested in.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, it's the best, isn't it? It's definitely the best out of them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the upgrades are really good. I've heard whisperings that some of obviously you have a lot of the unlocks on this coming. I've heard some whisperings that some of the employee unlocks are being sold through OTCs to institutions.
Yeah. It's one that I expect to be heavily accumulated. I'll tell you one the other week I mentioned was Bonk. That when can I ratify your gold signal? 4152.
I want Hala to come into my stream today and start showboating again.
If you look at what I had distributed earlier, Hala, you would see that we keep rejecting from the exact zone that I marked out. So until that is broken, then that's where I'm shorting from. I've had 140 pips from the same entry point now. So no, 180 pips from the same entry point.
Yes. You can also short ARPA. Gosh, I've not looked at ARPA for a year.
Yeah, but Bonk.
Yeah, Bonk.
Bonk.
That's what I had for Bonk. I've not traded this for a very long time. Although,
if you look on the weekly, and then you look at where that wick ends, you'll see where we're going to. If we lose support on that bottom monthly level, then I would probably load up on that wick. Not financial advice.
well, I need to
Spiritual
not
guidance.
make them black.
Wiz?
Yeah, spiritual guidance. That is. I remember this. There was someone in my DMs who was in on this, and I think it was around here, and he said he was a bit underwater on a position. I don't give financial advice. Don't come into my DMs. But I said, if I were you, I would probably bail.
Pull the ripcord.
He was like, my liquidation is here. I went, yeah. Personally, I'd bail and make a run for it. All of these alts just look horrendous, don't they?
Yeah.
E-Gold, Toshi, Aero obviously pumping. I was annoyed. I had a short. I should have shorted that there. This one for me, not financial advice, is another one that you probably have some potential short areas to come from.
Have you seen what Coinbase is doing? They started doing what Robinhood do with the daily interest on fiat holdings.
Yeah.
Well, they're giving you daily interest.
Yeah, for just whatever cash you hold on the platform, they're giving you daily interest for.
Do you know what the daily cash that I hold on eToro, for example, because I can't remember diamond member or whatever the highest tier is. It might have dropped now, but I was getting like 5%.
Yeah.
It was way better than the bank.
Yeah. 212 is similar. And I mean, with stocks, it's quite interesting now because then it puts into a dilemma of you sort of have a baseline that your stock's got to outperform. I mean, to be fair, it's not hard to outperform 4% a year, mind. But
no, I can do that in probably a couple of hours.
That's just horrendous.
That's what I was saying to a couple of people the other day. It's I know that even if I was being a complete idiot and I dedicated approximately 15 minutes of my time to it a day, I could make a fund and return 1,000% a year.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I mean, I've returned 350% this year in my ISA. And that's obviously without leverage. I have had a few 10x stocks
as well.
Yeah, I have had a few 10x stocks in there, to be fair, which on some of these shit names that are probably going to go to zero. I mean, this thing, I should have shorted the hell out of this at $200. Do you know what the one that haunts me forever, Dave? My short order on Circle at 300.
Yeah.
And it went to 299.
Yeah. And
that
SMFC got in that as well.
Did he?
Yeah, like 298.
Do you reckon he held though?
I don't know. I don't know where he held to. But I remember us talk about that.
Can you imagine if he held that 298, 65% unlevered for bit minor? This thing is Tom Lee. Tom Lee, he's going to get smashed. All of these just look up. Oh, what was up? Oh, BBAI.
Oh,
they beat earnings.
Yeah, you do wonder.
I don't know when I put these random drawings on.
What are you looking at the moment, Dave? Are you still massively on the NVIDIA short, or are you?
I still have. Well, I should have added more. I should have added more at 210, but I just still have my initial, which is like an average entry. Like,
are you just doing them as normal kind of CFDs, or you've got puts on them?
No, ETF, short ETF.
Short ETF.
But I put in like a fifth of what I wanted to short on it. I should have smashed it when it was at 210. But I don't think I'm going to do them short ETFs anymore. I've been thinking about selling them because you can just do it on chain.
Yeah, I sent you the place that I do it, but for me it feels more natural to do it perps, just because that's the way I used to.
Because you also don't get fucked by the London Stock Exchange then.
No.
Like you don't get London Stock Exchange shutting halfway through US Open. So I think I don't think I'm going to do any more on them ETFs. I think I'm just going to do it fully on chain instead.
Yeah.
But I want to see it push up. I mean, I would love. I mean, just selfishly and greedily, I would love Nvidia just to have one proper dirty blow off top to like 230, 250.
Yeah, well, all the banks when they had their price targets, I think the average price target for a round was 220.
Yeah.
What does that take it as market cap?
To 220, probably towards like 7 trillion, I think.
So I'm sure that the price target I was given was 6 trillion.
Yeah. I don't know who is giving some of it. Doesn't break down which analyst. I don't know which analyst has given a 1-year price target on this of $389 a share.
Who's that? What, NVIDIA? $389?
So that's the max one. The average price target from the analyst is 233 on this.
What would that take it to? 8 trillion?
Yeah.
More?
More?
It'd probably take it past 10 trillion.
What is it? 5 trillion now, and you're just under double. So yeah, it's probably about 8 trillion.
Is it 5 trillion now?
Yeah. I don't know what they're smoking to do a $389 price target though.
No, I mean this is
100% upside from here.
No, I mean if it got anywhere near 230, that would be the biggest gift that we could possibly have, and I would short the shit out of it.
Yeah. Do you ever look at these on TradingView where they do the forecasts?
Personally, if it gets anywhere close to 6 trillion, then or whatever the price in it, I might.
Yeah. This one's a bit tighter.
What would be that? What would be 6 trillion? Like that would be around 230, wouldn't it? Or would it not? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be about 250-ish. Apple's pretty much at their target.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've sent you the chart, you know where I am. So I think it's worth position at that point. Is that saying that's got more upside to it? Meta,
yeah. But Meta, I assume a lot of these reports were done previous. I mean, to be fair, I think out of the Mag 7, if I wanted to buy a Mag 7 stock, I'd want it lower, but I think Meta's probably the one that I'd gravitate towards.
Yeah.
What have they got? Prediction for Tesla? Tesla's average down.
I think it's down. It's a resistance.
Yeah, exactly. Microsoft, I think, will. No one's got Microsoft down.
But the thing is, look at the chart. It's
the state of that.
Was it Google the one that said it's Google and Apple that have blown off the top, so they should be down.
Yeah.
If anything.
Based on 74 analysts giving stock reports. Yeah, so the average one that they've got for Google is 321. Amazon 351 for Amazon. But that one on Nvidia is nuts. I don't know what they're smoking there.
What's the downside one?
$100.
So 50% down.
That's quite a spread, isn't it? if you're going in like as an over and under on the spread, that's quite a big spread. It's like Forex.
Yeah.
Of the world's largest company in the history of man.
Yeah. Well, the average is severely distorted by the fact there's one who has a sell and everything else is strong buy or buy.
But the thing is, again, it's the sentiment's still there.
Yeah.
And if they now have, I still can't. One day it's we're open to doing the Blackwell chips to China. Then it's China are going to outperform the US with AI, and it's all over the shop. So you can. It seems like it's going to push up, but if it gets to around about 6 trillion, I would front run the order and personally maybe try and
short it back down,
which would actually put Michael Burry a quite significant amount underwater, wouldn't it? As well.
Yes. Yeah, so I think he's 2-1 to Palantir and Nvidia, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Palantir. I got stopped out on a Palantir short yesterday. Look at that. So look, that is an analyst I like. $50 price target for a Palantir this year.
Is it Thingio you're still using with Alpha Vest markets or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like it on there.
Yeah, because on Hyperliquid they haven't got Nvidia and stuff trading yet. It's on HIP3, but the only one that's trading
they've
is
not got it up. You can get onto the closed beta of Trade XYZ, but you the whitelist is you have to have done I think it's like $5 or $6 million of volume on Hyperliquid to get your wallet whitelisted.
I'll just wait. I'll just use
That's like an afternoon's work, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't use Hyperliquid that much. The fees on Hyperliquid are expensive. It is very, very expensive. Even if you have stuff staked, I think you're paying like 0.04 for a taker fee.
Right. Which
is like three or four times what I'm paying on some of the other exchanges. On Lighter, I paid 0.002 and 0.002 for my maker and takers. As I said yesterday in the Discord, always be a taker, always be a maker, never a taker.
Again, be careful what you're talking about.
Oh, this thing. There is some final one. It's Robinhood. This one is pretty. When we talk about charts that have done like a large cap stuff that has done a biblical run, to think that you could have just accumulated the absolute daylights of this thing here. This is the one that I'm annoyed I missed, because obviously it fell here when they did the GameStop stuff.
Yeah.
Went into this period of accumulation, and then you probably could have. It's 15x from the bottom, more than if you got the. That is just ridiculous.
Yeah, remember when I told you that person I follow on X that went all in on Solana near the lows?
Yeah.
And then sold it and then went all in on Robinhood when it was still in accumulation.
Oh,
Like what a rotation! That 2 trades over the past 3 years is all you had to do.
It is just nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the state of that Figma. At some point, that's going to bottom.
What's that? That's been delisted there.
Well, Fiserv.
Right.
That was the one. It must have been taken off the NYSE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one that dropped 40% in a day. It is nuts. Some of these stocks. This one here, I think, is interesting because this is gonna have a crash back down to earth at some point. And Alibaba. Jay, before I go, this is I said I would drop some spiritual guidance on a Chinese stock that I really like, and I think JD looks really good on the weekly because this hasn't really run.
Yeah, so you've had the distribution phase, found the bottom, liquidate.
I didn't even know JD was a Chinese stock.
It's not the JD that we see here.
No, right.
It's basically they run like the Chinese internet stuff.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
To me, that it'll probably dip into demand. So there's the candle, around about that level.
Yeah, that was where I'm looking. Ferrari. That actually looks pretty good. Come down liquidated.
Did it touch that high that week?
This one?
No, the bottom of the formation. Did that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And then, because my dad's asked me to draw up some sell zones for a couple of stocks from him. Lloyd's. This thing. I had that marked out as a potential rejection zone.
Look at that sell-off in the financial crisis. Holy hell.
Well, have you seen this thing on the... Dave, if I put this on the monthly, it looks even worse.
Oh, see, that is what we're talking about. That is what I want to watch in real time.
In 1998 as well. Could you imagine if you sold this and just full ported like Apple or something?
That is AI stocks.
Yeah.
Post of Christmas future.
Yeah. And Barclays was the other one. I had this marked out as a sell zone for him. You got a little bit more there, but that's had a biblical run, certainly, since they got rid of.
Has he got rid of it?
No, he's still got it, but
yeah, Tom's get rid of it.
I've got some of this, but yeah, because obviously I think this was around the time they got rid of their CEO, didn't they, for his friendship with Mr. Epstein.
I'll tell you what I see a lot of people saying is the stock open.
Yeah, open door.
Their new CEO is buying $1 million at open today.
Yeah, this was the stock that just went nuts. Look, you could have bought this over the summer.
People tweeting about this, though. What is it? What did he do?
It's some sort of financial stock. I think they do because they've got a partnership with Robinhood. Yeah, residential properties online.
Yeah, I see a lot of people tweeting about this.
Yeah, but the thing is, I look at this, and the issue is like the housing market.
The risk reward is gone on it. Like, look at that.
Look at the state of that. 10x. More than that, 20x.
Yeah, your risk reward is gone.
20x in 2 months. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. I think that'll round us up. Asahi, I made a video on this. I don't think I've actually ever released that one, but I had that as a buy zone for Asahi.
Yeah, because I'll have to bounce because I'm going live myself in just over half an hour.
I'm going to go for a run anyway, so...
I'm going to take dogs for a walk.
Thank you very much, everyone. We've had a long one today, nearly 2 hours. Hope we've dropped some alpha. We've covered a lot of topics. We've covered immigration. We've covered we covered a lot of immigration. We covered a lot. So yeah, thank you if you spent the morning with us. Hopefully, we imparted some wisdom in our 2 hours of waffling. Take care and tune in for Dave this afternoon. And